Yo guys, it's Britt coming to you live. I'm in Arizona right now, in the pool. I'm like trying not to get my hair wet today, because I just washed it and it's like super dry. And say hi to me, you guys, when you pop on. Today I want to talk about creating feeling states from within to manifest your dreams, okay? Because here's the thing. Everything that you manifest into your outer life is there because you first felt it from within, okay? There's nothing that shows up in your life, you know, just random, okay? Like there's no random events. There's no people that just randomly fall out of the sky. Hey Taylor, love you girl. There's nothing and no one that just randomly falls out of the sky and shows up in your life. And like you can really trace this back like to every person. This is something I've been thinking a lot about lately, you guys. So like every time you attract a new coach into your life or a new mentor or even a new like romantic interest or boyfriend or something, you never are just like attracting random people out of the sky. What I find, and what you'll find too if you really trace yourself and trace your thoughts and trace your feeling and energetic states, hey Rebecca, you'll find that every time you attract like a new person into your life who ends up helping you or changing your life in some way, it's because first you became that energetic state that that person represents, and then that person showed up in your life. So like, for example, like, you know, anytime you're expanding your life, like you're growing, we're always expanding as humans, right? Like we're always becoming more of our soul self. Like we're always becoming more of who we really are. But like sometimes it will seem like, wow, like I just attracted this magical person who's now, you know, helping me become more of who I am. When really what happened is like you expanded into that person already, and then like the people and the events in your life shift to match that new vibration that you are, right? Like if you're manifesting more freedom into your life, you'll manifest people who are already living like that into your life as you're going on that path, right? Or like if you're manifesting a new relationship and like first you'll become the essence of it and then it will show up in your life, okay? So I want to teach you how to have more deliberate control over this. You need more sugar daddies. So babe, Rebecca, you have to become the motherfucking sugar daddy or become the essence of it first. Like how would it feel if you had more sugar daddies in your life? How would you be acting? How would you be feeling? You must be that and they will show up freaking instantaneously, I swear to God, unless you don't fully believe that you get to have that, right? So you must become what it is that you seek, whether it's in relationships. So you have to get really clear on what you actually like about people and what you actually desire in your relationships and then become it, okay? You can't just like sit around and be like, well, I want a person who's responsible and who's steady and who cares about me and loves me and all this shit while you're not doing any of that for yourself. It won't show up. And like that's why most people have so much trouble manifesting their desired relationships into their life is because they're not being the essence of what they want. They're looking outwardly for that which can only be found from within. So how do you start to get it from within? How do you start to get what you want from within? By creating these internal states. So here's the thing. This video is going to seem really fucking simple, but here's the thing. The most like deepest spiritual truths are actually very simple. So you have to realize that you're already doing this, okay? You're already doing this. You're already creating feeling states from within. And you're always doing this. You've been doing this since you were a little baby, like child. We've been creating our lives since birth. We've just been doing it unconsciously. Do you guys get what I'm saying? So it's actually not hard, you guys. It's not hard. Rebecca says, love it, yay. It's not hard to flick the switch and start getting everything that you fucking want. In all areas, it's not hard. Like, I don't want you to think it's some long, hard process to create the feelings, okay? It's not. Damn it, I got my hair wet. Fuck. I didn't want to wash my hair today. I'm not going to. You know what? I don't even care. Whatever. The hair will survive. I'm like trying to put it up, but it's so hard to put my hair up because of the fucking extensions. They don't stay up. Oh my God. Fuck. My hair's wet. Whatever. Moving on now. Okay. So how to create these feeling states. So I'm going to tell you a few times when your mind is in the most receptive state, okay, where when you plop feelings in, when you're in this state, things will manifest quite quickly. Okay, so I'm going to give you some times, and this is based off my understanding of hypnosis, right? Because I'm a hypnotherapist, so I understand the times when your mind is actually going into a light state of frickin' hypnosis, you guys. This is when you want to be very aware of the feelings that you are putting into your mind, okay? So listen very carefully. And some of you may already know these states because I've talked about it before, or maybe you just know this, but so I'm not going to talk about these two states, but these two states are very pivotal. Is the time right before you go to bed and right when you wake up, okay? So right before you go to bed and right when you wake up, your mind is in like a light state of hypnosis or even a deep state of hypnosis as you fall asleep, right? So when you're falling asleep, it's very important, and when you wake up, to not think of your worst fears, okay? Think of the worst possible scenarios, because you will speedily manifest those, okay? So like, even if you think positive all fucking day long, okay, with your conscious mind, you're like doing your affirmations, you're doing your journal all fucking day long, but then when you hit the bed and you fall asleep, you start thinking of your worst fears. You're gonna, for one, have nightmares. That's what I noticed. But also you're gonna manifest that shit, because the mind is a lot more powerful and receptive to our thoughts right when we're falling asleep and right when we wake up. So what I like to do is think about my like highest dream version of my life in those two moments, right? Or put on like a positive meditation or some shit, so that when you're going to sleep and when you wake up, you have this positive routine of getting into a really high vibe place, so that when the mind is in that receptive state, you are thinking only thoughts of what you want to attract, so that you will attract them really fast. And you'd be surprised at how fast you can actually manifest some things when you're thinking about them in those two states. Another time I want to talk about is when you're driving. Okay, when you're driving, you're going into a light state of hypnosis, so it's a really good time to think about what you want. Listen to songs that make you feel positive and happy. Don't listen to the news radio. It's too negative. Just avoid it at all costs. Avoid the news at all costs, okay? Unless you're actually doing something to change those events, it's not helping you to listen to that. It should be called the bad news channel. Focus on your dreams instead when you are in these states, because when you are driving, you are going into a light state of hypnosis, okay? And don't be afraid, everybody does it. And also with any like menial task that you like do so regularly that it becomes kind of robotic, that's when you're in a hypnotic state. So for some people it could be like working out, or you know, cooking, or like just something that like you do so often that you don't even really think about it. Like it's not, your conscious mind like sort of takes the back seat and shuts off, and the unconscious mind starts to take over. So this is when you want to place important, powerful thoughts of you living your dream reality, is when you're in these receptive states, okay? And when's another time when you're going into a light state of hypnosis. Also, it's important to note that like we go into a light state of hypnosis when someone in authority is talking to us. So like the example that, you know, I learned in my hypnosis course is like when you go to the doctor and you're sitting in the doctor's chair or whatever, and then the doctor says something like, you have 1 month to live. You're gonna frickin' believe that, okay? Because the doctor is a person in authority and seemingly knows things that you don't or whatever, and you're gonna take that on as a belief, okay? Do doctors know everything? No, they actually don't, and they make mistakes just like any normal human does. So you want to be aware that when you're talking to someone in authority, you're going into a light state of hypnosis, and like you automatically like disregard your own guidance and listen to theirs. So that's another state that you want to be really careful about, like when you're listening to people who you think are above you, or like you know, in an authoritative position above you. You want to like make sure that you're not just taking everything that they say and going into hypnosis and believing that it's true, because you know, all people, whether they're in positions of authority or not, we all make fucking mistakes. We all say things that maybe aren't always true, right? And after all, you are the only person who knows your own truth and what works for you, right? Like if the doctor tells you that you have 1 month to live or whatever, you can take that on and you might believe that it's true. But if some homeless man told you that, you'd be like, fuck off, shut the fuck up. And like you wouldn't you wouldn't take it seriously. So watch out for that. So these are times when we're going into a light state of hypnosis, and we need to be aware of it. Yeah, Rebecca says that's very interesting. Yes. And so some people are easier to hypnotize than others, right? Some people, it's a lot easier for you to just pick up things and, you know, instantly assume that they're fact and take it on. And that can be a good thing. Like, I'm a person who goes into hypnosis very, very easily. And I found this out when I was being hypnotized in my many sessions and also in my training where I was actually learning it. I go into hypnosis really easily. Like you could be a person who actually, like even just watching a video like this, you could be going into a light state of hypnosis and taking everything that I say into like your subconscious mind and brain, which can be a very good thing. Because when you're trying to change your life, if you just brainwash yourself with positive messages, you can be quite easy to change. But other people do not go into a state of hypnosis so easily. And these are the people that are the natural, like, questioners, like questioning things and, you know, not just taking things at face value. Like, hey, I want to like have some evidence here and where's the proof? And, you know, if you're a person like that, it's good in a way because you're not going to just take on negative things, but it's also bad in a way because when you're trying to change your brain, it's going to be a lot slower, right? And there's two different types of people there. There's people that just automatically, you know, go into hypnosis and believe things right away. And then there's people who take more convincing. And so, you know, like, think about it right now. What kind of a person are you? Are you someone who is easy to just believe everything that everyone tells you? Or, like, are you someone who needs a lot of proof and evidence? And there's no right or wrong way to be. I mean, obviously, you guys can see that there's positive and negatives to being each type of person, right? But it's something to look for, right? Yeah, so just the bottom of my hair got wet, whatever. Like, it just doesn't stay. Maybe I should just take my whole head down and just go in the water. I feel like I will do that, maybe. But yeah, there's no sun today, you guys. I'm out in the desert, and there's like there's a little bit of sun, like it was out, and it was raining. It's kind of weird. But apparently this is gonna be like the coldest day, and it's not cold. I mean, it's like 30 degrees or 25 or something. But yeah, so those really important times are what you want to, or when you want to do your manifesting and do your inner work on yourself, right? So driving, when you're about to fall asleep, when you're waking up, the mind is in a very receptive state. And also, like, when you're listening to someone who you think is an authority figure, like a doctor telling you something, be aware that you are going into a light state of hypnosis in those moments. But also be very aware of what you're putting into your brain, okay? Especially with the music that you're listening to. I don't know about you guys. I go into hypnosis really easily. And so when I'm listening to songs, quite often I just drift into hypnosis and, you know, start visualizing and manifesting all this shit, right? So if you're a person who, you know, you're still kind of feeling some feelings of heartbreak, or you're feeling some depression or whatever, and it's still like you're not totally 100% unfuckwithable from those states, you're going to want to pay very close attention to the music that you're listening to. You're probably going to want to avoid songs about heartbreak, right? Like when I was heartbroken, if I would have just listened to more songs about being heartbroken, it would have just prolonged it. And, you know, this might seem super simplistic, but actually you'd be surprised how easily it is to change your emotional state by just playing some fucking different music, okay? Like, if you're depressed, don't listen to songs about killing yourself. Wait until you are no longer depressed, and then you can go back and listen to all those songs. Like, like now I can listen to songs about heartbreak, and I just like laugh at it, and I'm just like, oh my god, these people need to buy my jealousy course, which, by the way, you can buy right now. It's available for purchase right now. I'm gonna post the link after. But like now I can listen to those kind of songs, and I don't even like it doesn't faze me. It doesn't cause me to feel an emotion. But before, when I used to believe in heartbreak, and I used to, you know, think it was a real thing, and I used to emotionally reside there, I would listen to those songs and it would create that feeling for me. So you don't want to listen to negative songs if it creates that feeling for you, right? Like if you're a sensitive person and you easily feel things because of songs, you want to take a break from those negative songs for a while. And you can come back to them later once you have vibrationally raised yourself to a place where they don't really fuck with you. Like I said, like I can go listen to any song right now and like it doesn't emotionally affect me. Like I just stay, like I'm so strong in my own center that like these kind of things don't cause me to go there. But before, like especially like in my childhood and in my whole life, I used to just like listen to sad songs and just freaking dwell there and just like be in that state. And you know what I was doing? I was manifesting all that sad shit into my life. And you know, it was for a purpose, I'm sure, because now I've like healed and processed so much emotional shit for someone of my age. But like, you don't have to do that. You can actually listen to songs that make you feel what you're desiring to feel. So I said this on my last video, and I'm gonna say it again, and I'm never gonna stop saying this, because this is what I truly believe in practice. Make playlists of songs that make you feel a certain way, you guys, and listen to those playlists all day, every day. Okay, so like, you're gonna have songs that make you feel love. Listen to the songs that make you feel like you're in love, or make you feel love for all of life. Listen to those songs when you are manifesting love. And you're gonna have songs that make you feel a feeling of freedom. Listen to those songs when you want to feel more of a feeling of freedom. There's gonna be songs that make you feel rich and light and joyful and beautiful. Listen to those songs all fucking day, every day, and watch what happens. And allow yourself to emotionally go to the place that the song is taking you. I'm a very musical person. I'm a Taurus. I'm very musical. I'm very I go to emotional states with music, right? So it's really important to allow yourself to go with the song, go where it's taking you, and go into those positive emotional states. Like, you'd be surprised how powerful it is to just listen to a song that's really positive and happy, or really is the feeling that you're desiring. And as you be that, you become it, and your entire life will change. And stop listening to songs about heartbreak if you're still emotionally residing there, right? And you can come back to those songs later, you guys. You can come back to them later when you're not like emotionally there. But your emotional state is so powerful, because this is how you are creating your life. And if you don't believe me, do this. Try this. Wake up every moment and just wake up every morning and decide how you want to feel. And put on a song, right? Put on a song that reflects that. Like, I don't know how many times I've manifested love into my life by just like waking up and deliberately putting on love songs and just being in that vibration of love, like first thing in the morning, all day, because I listen to music like all day, and then right before bed doing the same thing. Like, it's actually so easy to manifest your dream life, but most people are just focusing so much on what they don't want, and they're not deliberately creating their life. They're not deliberately putting on songs that make them feel a certain way. They're not deliberately, you know, brainwashing themselves with positive messages all day long. And like, not that it has to be hard work or anything. I mean, it can feel hard because we're so used to living in negative patterns, but actually, once you do this, you'll start to find so much joy in it, and like, it'll just become natural that every day you deliberately create your emotional state. Like, even on days when you're feeling not so hot, you'll just be like, oh, well, maybe I'll just put on this song and like, just like go back to that state that I like. And then you do it and you're just like, oh yeah, now I'm back there. And it'll be easy. And then things will start happening in your life. Like, things will start speeding up. And you'll be like, wow, it's actually so easy. But the thing that I was doing wrong before is maybe I was focusing on changing my mindset. Maybe I was focusing on putting things into my mind that were helping me, but I wasn't changing my feelings, right? Like, it's the feelings that are the most powerful thing to create your life. Like, creating from within is all about creating that emotional state that will allow the manifestation of your dreams. Okay, and I'll leave you with one other very positive practice that I love, and you should love too, is you want to think of all the happiest moments in your life since you were a child, okay? And think of them often. Think of them all the time, okay? And maybe even write a list. I know that I've done this before. I've been doing this for years, you guys. Making lists of like all of the happiest moments of my life. Like, you should literally get out a pen and paper right now, take out your journal, and write a list of 10 of the most happiest moments of your life, okay? And really detail it out. Like, how were you feeling? Like, why were you feeling that way? Like, what was happening? And just freaking live there, okay? Live there and watch what your life becomes, okay? And I know, like, because I'm a healer too, and I'm a hypnotherapist, and you know, I do a lot of work with people in processing deep, you know, traumatic shit. And yes, there's a place for that, but we can't do that without doing this, without also focusing on the positive. Because here's the thing, as we focus on healing the trauma, like, it's like we need to do both, right? Like, if we're gonna go in and heal the traumas and do the deep, like, work, we have to also balance it out with focusing on the happiest moments of our life, okay? And living there, okay? The only time that you should be talking about the most traumatic moments in your life, okay, is when you're in a healing session with someone, or you're like in a coaching session or a hypnosis session with someone and you're healing it, okay? Never talk about it any other time, because it's not freaking helping you. It's not, okay? You know, like, consulting with a friend or whatever about your problem, who's not like in a position to help you, doesn't fucking work. It doesn't help, okay? It doesn't help. It doesn't help. There's the only things you should be talking to about your, like, with your friends or whatever, the only things you should be talking to your friends about. My mind is a little bit fucked up because I'm on week 3 now, you guys, so my brain is like, ugh. Last week I was like hot as shit and like ovulating and like the words were coming so easily, and now this week I'm in week 3, so I'm just like, bleh. I've already had like 2 huge coffees and I still had a freaking nap and I feel like way less hot, but I know I know what phase of my cycle that I'm on, and so it makes total sense. And I'm like not being hard on myself. I'm just like, okay, yeah, I'm just not as hot right now. Oh, thanks, girl. I'm glad you needed to hear this. Yeah, I really felt called to come on here, even though at first I had no idea what I was going to talk about. And then I'm like, no, I just got to bring it back to the basics. Basics, creating your life 101, right? So anyways, that's probably all I wanted to say, you guys, today. If you want to sign up for my Heal Your Jealousy course, I'm going to be posting the link. You know, enrollment's open for that for the next week or so. So yeah, love you guys. You feel huge. That's funny. Yeah, just own it. Live there. Love it. Live, love, live, laugh, love. And do what I say and watch your life change. It is that easy. It's not complicated to create your dreams. It just takes deliberate focusing on how you want to feel and some easy practices like this. Like, dude, I just told you to listen to songs and feel how you want to feel. And it's not more complicated than that. It's not. It's not. So I love you guys. We'll talk super soon. And remember, you came for the joy of living. Bye, guys.